Hello, what is happening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to one hell of a matchup today. I have already taken a look at this game, and I can tell you that right off the bat, we're going to be seeing an ancient apparition and a Zeus. So this can't be entirely off. The combo is actually on the wrong side here, but still, like, ancient apparition plus Zeus equals death usually. I do actually believe these two were randoms. Nope, they just immediately locked them. Dragon Knight as well. We're going to be seeing some amazing heroes here. Viper, of course, somewhat countering out the Dragon Knight. I'm not entirely positive on how those two actually fare against each other, but Dragon Knight is a hero which is rather easily kited, which is generally what you want to do. And Viper is a great hero for that. Centaur Warner, Phoenix, so we'll be seeing some Supernovas, maybe comboed up with the Ice Blast from the Ancient Apparition. Phantom Lancer, Judas Pose, or Juxtapose, or whatever it's called. I'm actually not entirely sure. But yeah, the Phantom Lancer will be present in this game. And right now, the Radiant, they need some way of countering it out. Because they don't really have good clearance for the Phantom Lancer illusions. They need somebody who can take care of him. Who that might be? I personally say an Axe. Or an Earthshaker. That's just a general thought. But then again, this does look like a ranked all pick. It actually is. It is the ranked all pick. The guy said that it was not the highest MMR. So, tell you what, buddy, that is actually perfectly fine, Mr. SJ Floyer. Sorry. But yeah, it doesn't really matter as long as the game is entertaining, which usually actually the lower ranked or the lower MMR games are actually usually more entertaining than the high ones. Because so many unexpected things tend to happen, and that's what I expect from this one as well. Axe is going to be picked up. That is for the Phantom Lancer, not against it. And the Radiant, they are in some trouble because I don't think they can clear this guy out whatsoever. But we're going to be bumping right into the game itself. On the dire side, we shall be having Captain Dwarfen Meteor.
Prepare for battle!
On the Dragon Knight, a good beaten music is going to be on your Ancient Apparition. Tyrannosaurus Rob. On that Phoenix, we will have an Aloha on the Axe here, and last but not least, I am Pushkin. It's going to be on the Lancer. Actually, the off-lane Lancer. Looks like they might go ahead and send the, if they're doing an old school lineup, they're going to go ahead and send the Ancient Apparition mid, send the Dragon Knight to the safe lane, perhaps Axe jungle, and then Phoenix there to back. Nope, Phoenix is actually going for the bottom lane. Well, that's kind of typical. But depends. I'm not really sure who they actually want to send mid. On the Radiant side, we have some Russian letters. On the Centaur Warner, we got Hacker Hunter. Hacker Hunter.
To battle!
On the Viper with some weird ass names in it. Or with some weird ass letters. Satisfaction is going to be on the Undying. That is rather ironic. And hold on, they might actually be engaging upon each other here. We still got two AFK Radiant heroes. Ancient Apparition taking a good little beating there starting out, and still 12 seconds until the first rune is going to spawn. We might see actually a first blood up on this off lane, or up on this top lane. Decay. They throw up the mist. It looks like Radiant will claim this rune, but the Dire will be taking the bottom lane. So yeah, Phantom Lancer will be getting his hands on the rune as well. Faceless Void will be picked up by Ice Dog, and last but not least, we will be having Slave Gas. That is kind of, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. That's just how I'm gonna put it. That is kind of, But anyway, pretty much got all the lanes covered here. We do have the Centaur and the Zeus up in the off lane. I don't actually think this is an entirely bad combo. They have great kill potential. But the middle lane is going to be the weird part. They have the Undying mid with the Ancient Apparition against them. And down in the safe lane, they actually have, yeah, Ice Dog on the Faceless Void and the Viper on the same lane. So this will be a farming contest. Had they played it a tad smarter, they would have sent the Undying down into the safe lane. Or actually up into the off lane with the Centaur. And then send the Zeus down bottom lane to play support with the Faceless Void. And then he would send Viper mid up against this Ancient Apparition. Because he cannot handle, Ancient Apparition cannot handle that kind of harass whatsoever. I mean, Undying is doing a pretty good job of it, but he just cannot deal. The Dire lineup is a tad better in my eyes, except for the fact that they do have the safe lane solo Dragon Knight, and as you can tell, He is actually not getting the perfect amount of last hits. He'll have a tough time in this lane. Should probably, yeah, skill the Dragon Blood now. So he can start working that regen and that armor. Try to prevent that harass. But then again, that's tough when the harass is coming out. When the harass is coming from a Zeus. But yeah, DK going for the farming lineup. He's got Stout Shield, Quelling Blade, Tango. And actually ready to rock and roll. Maybe even going on the Zeus. The Centaur Stomp will be slowing him in his tracks. But there goes the stun. They're actually trying to turn it onto the Dragon Knight. But it's just going to end up having to force it out. And this guy's regen is massive. So they won't be bringing him down anytime soon.
Look, the Dire's top tower! It's under attack!
Undying, getting his tasty little hands on at least some of the strength from this ancient apparition. Axe is actually about to rotate down, but yeah, we're seeing the jungle Axe here. He's got a 13 last hits, is winning by far. And actually,
Get it!
bit of a surprising thing here.
Radiant's middle tower
The DK is leading in the lane CS pretty much, and Zeus is getting practically nothing. This is a full support Zeus. But yeah, the good thing about them sending Undying mid is that he's actually partly, well, he is winning his lane. And he's getting a super fast level 6, which means that Tombstone will end up hurting so much. Like, it's going to be ridiculous how much damage that is actually going to do once he can start roaming. The issue is when it comes to the later portions, their Viper and their, well, basically their Viper and their Zeus don't have the levels on the farm that they would have had in the mid lane. And right now they're actually contesting each other for farm down the bottom lane, and Viper is winning by far, so their Faceless Void right now is suffering massively. Does actually get a last hit with the sprites on him.
Dire's middle tower
They are called spirits. Some call them sprites. I would like to call them spirits. But I'm not entirely positive on what's the right thing. But yeah, top lane. Actually, overall, lane's pretty quiet right now. Ancient Apparition getting some much needed farm on mid. Basically, people are starting to farm up their items. Let's see. Slippers of Agility, that's going to be going for the Stout Shield into a Poor Man's Shield. We got the Tranks up in the Centaur, up in the top lane. Zeus, yeah, still playing support. He's got a Null Talisman, but he does really need some more regen so he can keep up that harass, because Dragon Knight is getting way too much right now. Especially, they have a really kill-heavy lineup. They got a good stun, but he hasn't put any point in Double Edge, which if he did, they could kill this Dragon Knight pretty easily. But now that he's gained a bit of a level advantage, he's actually going to be able to turn around once he hits level 6. Because that Green Dragon is going to work miracles for him. And especially because he's getting as much farm as he is. He's actually very close to the power threats at 4 minutes. Which is not bad. And down the bottom lane, let's take a look at this Lancer here for a second. Hold on, Axis actually almost getting killed by the neutrals. But yeah, Lancer has got the Ring of Basilius, he's got a Slippers of Agility, and he's going to be getting his Wraith Band coming up, so might be having an easier time finding those last hits. But then again, it's not super important right now, seeing the fact that nobody are really having a good time on the farm. So he should be somewhat fine, even if he's missing out on last hits. Like, he's only got 8 at 4 minutes, but still some Axe, almost getting himself killed there, but doing the right thing. This is actually rather neat, the Tranquil trick. Basically, you drop the Tranks when you go into a camp.
Radiant's middle tower is
and then you can
under
pick him
attack.
right back up for the regen. Yeah, Dragon Knight has now got the Elder Dragon form, so in case they decide to go on him, as long as he has mana for that, he should be able to turn it around rather easily. Centaur getting good last hits as well. He's actually sitting on 21. Dragon Knight now getting stomped up. Zeus, he doesn't have any mana for anything. Now the double edge would come in handy, but instead he elected to go for the return damage. And he's diving. They're diving him. They want the kill. Hax now coming up. Actually going to try to turn around. Gets the call. I don't know why Centaur's going in on him. Oh, one unfortunate spin and they would have been dead there. The Axe just going to be saving his Dragon Knight, preventing the first blood. I don't think he can chase though. Yeah, there's not enough mana, not enough anything. But yeah, just going to be cleaning up the wave, allowing the Dragon Knight to return back home and get patched right up. I don't think he actually needs to, just because he has so much regen and so much armor. But yeah, Lancer starting to pick up the last hits down on the bottom lane. He's got the Ring of Aquila. So got a tad extra bonus damage. He's doing about 90 damage now, so should be having a somewhat easier time on the last hits. Void is in a very different boat, only doing 76. He doesn't even have Time Walk right now. He actually skilled 2 times in Backtrack. Generally you go for, well, I'm not entirely positive actually. Usually I just go for Time Walk. Yeah, max out the Backtrack, and then I start going for the Time Lock. because you don't really need it for the kills just yet. But yeah, Ancient Apparition finding himself a haste rune, going down towards this bottom lane, but he might actually get himself first blooded, and he will. He's going to end up going down. The first blood will be going on the ganking Ancient Apparition here. He didn't have the Ice Blast, and that's the mistake in my eyes. If he would have had the Ice Blast and initiated with that, he would have gotten that kill. For sure. But yeah, instead he elected to basically just disintegrate. So first blood will be going the Ray of the Radiant 6 minutes in. Slave Gas has got the Ring of Regen. Not really much going on his front right now in terms of the farm. And Centaur, of course, taking second right now. He's actually doing pretty good on it. He has got a set, so you know, as we all know, sets make the player. Like, you can't play well if you don't have a good set. Dragon Knight, he's got the Elder Dragon form. Now going hunting. Axe. Bit of miscommunication there, I think. Centaur, not really slow, but does take a tad extra harass damage. But now Dragon Knight should be able to at least farm somewhat safely as long as he's got that on. But yeah, Void, now he's put a time point into Time Walk. Generally, yeah, I max Time Walk generally because I play a bit more of an aggressive Faceless Void. And then I go backtracks as well, and then 1 point into Time Walk in case you get lucky. It doesn't scale very well, but it's good to have at level 4. To say the least. 25% bash chance. That is pretty damn good. Looks like he's going good old casual Faceless Void. Morbid Mask, hopefully into a Mask of Madness top lane. Actually almost get the Centaur up here, but Axe just not fast enough. He really needs that Blink Dagger before he can really start getting the kills. Has not gone any points in the Battle Hunger. I like that a lot. Oh, regen rune. Phoenix is just sitting there waiting for it. If Void decides to Time Walk, nope, he didn't. It could have been a tad problematic. But yeah, now Viper getting some solo XP down in the bottom lane. Should be doing relatively fine. He's got a pair of Power Treads coming out for him. So, Power Treads Rip Ben. I would actually like to see who has the highest net worth. That is Axe by quite a large margin this early on. But then again, he's been basically having uninterrupted jungle farm for some time until the Undying maybe decided to show up. Axe. Oh, he's actually going to get killed by the neutral creep. 20 HP, and that was probably for the better. So he didn't give up any gold whatsoever. But yeah, everything is kind of quiet right now. Nice and calm. People trying to get their levels, and it is going to take a while. In 9 minutes, the max lane or lane last hits is actually 26 on the Centaur. Down comes the Ice Blast. That's going to be connecting on the Viper, but I do believe that's going to be giving return damage back to... Nope, that's actually not going to be handing damage back to the Apparition. Oh man, he's diving for it. This Phantom Lancer, that is so risky. They might actually get the Viper. No, they won't. The tower's going to clean him up, but Phoenix will be with the tick damage, and they finally get a kill down to this bottom lane. Top lane, the Stomp has gone out, or not the Stomp. Now the Stomp has gone out. They're trying to chase down the Dragon Knight. They're 3-on-1. He's trying to run away, and he's actually got the speed with him right now. They're not fast enough. He's moving by about 5 extra, and they're not going to catch him. Dragon Knight is going to be fine. The Stampede wasn't actually enough to pick him up. And had Undying dropped the Tombstone there, they would have gotten the kill by far. That's about all he needed to do there. Now he's actually finding this Dragon Knight. The rotations are coming in though. They got the Phoenix and they got the Axe. Undying is in a very, very vulnerable position right now. He has no easy way out. Now drops the Tombstone. Axe gets the call, but it's not going to be latching onto the Undying. He's still in the area. He's expecting backup. And wants to make good work of that Tombstone. Now out goes the Soul Rip, but he can't do much more damage than that. But all of the minions, all of the zombies, they're just killing off the Axe here. The Stomp is going to be missing, but never mind that. Double Edge is going to be cleaning up this Phoenix, and now Undying with a double kill. The zombies, they're doing so much damage. Dragon Knight, he's earned as well. He should end up going down on Zeus, taking the last hit on that. It's going to be 4 because the Undying dropping on the middle lane as well. So that's going to be 2 for the Undying and 1 for the Zeus, so he's got some more mana working his way as well. Or some more gold going his way as well. Faceless Void deciding that he wants to be the farming legend. He's got the recipe for the Mask of Madness coming in, so he should be doing fairly fine until he has either a Maelstrom or Battle Fury. I'm not entirely positive on what his build is actually going to be. Either one works. Though I do prefer the
Radiant's middle
Maelstrom
tower is taking
because
a
it gives
drubbing.
you extra attack speed and it does increase your farm as well. And attack speed is something that Void, being an agi hero, surprisingly, desperately needs. Which is why you get the Mask of Madness. Power Treads on agi, this Viper is really looking for the last hits now. Knows which one is the real Lancer, but the Lancer, he's just racking up illusions right now. You got the Phoenix dropping down as well. She's got an egg on the ready. Out goes the Spirit Lance. They do slow him quite a bit, but they're not going for the kill just yet. I think that was up in the top lane or the mid lane. Yep, mid lane. The Ancient Apparition has gone down, and Zeus dropping to the Apparition. But Undying is quite the satisfied guy right now. Inside the jungle, the mighty jungle, out goes the Chronosphere, and Void just chewing away at the Lancer, but he does manage to doppelganger. Do they find him? No, they won't. Void, he's on the hunt, he's got a time walk and finds the last bash. But now the turnaround, the Phoenix, going for the Centaur here, does not have a dive. Any way of catching up? Nope, the Centaur is just faster right now, and Void is right in the area. Out goes the egg. In comes the Viper as well. This is something I would get away from right now because that is going to hurt Phoenix now back to full HP. And with an Icarus dive, but maybe up against 4 heroes, that won't be enough. And actually just does a full 360 and ends up going down. But out goes the blast. Not going to be connecting. He was a tad too close for that one. Top lane, there's an Undying sitting on this Dragon Knight, and out goes the Tombstone. This should be one dead Dragon Knight. No, it is actually not going to be. He has no way of canceling out the TP, and good thinking there from Dragon Knight.
Radiant's middle tower is taking a
Zeus
drubbing.
just completely skipping the Arch Lightning, going for the Max Lightning Bolt.
Radiant's middle
That is going to be
tower
given a great kill potentially. It drops the ulti as well. Phantom Lancer now coming in. This should be one dead Zeus, but where's the backup? Void coming in now. The doppelganger out. They find the Lancer. Out goes the Ice Blast. Void should be having some trouble surviving this. Lancer's just going for the Centaur and will be finding that kill. And Faceless Void will be surviving, but not by much. One more hit and he would have actually gone down there. Because of the kill threshold. Axe finding himself a little Undying there. I'm not sure. He doesn't really have. He actually has way too much HP. Axe can't really solo a whole lot of people yet. He needs a Blade Mail for that and extra minions. But yeah, 9-5 currently. This Dire side. This Radiant side, sorry. Actually really working it, but I believe in this Dire side as soon as we hit late game. I do believe in them. Ancient Apparition stays rather relevant throughout the entire game, because his ulti is percentage based. Drops the Ice Blast. We're going to be following that down to the bottom lane here. That's going to be connecting right onto the Undying and the Viper, but there's just no follow-up. It's just for harass for now. Unless they really want to go on it, there's still some tick left on it. In comes the Axe, gets the call, but he is so low right now. Doppelganger in, but the quad stump. Actually, never mind the triple stump. Out goes the Phoenix Sun. It's going to be slowing them down quite a bit. And Baby also stunning them up. They find the Lancer, they find the Axe, but the stun out from the Phoenix. In comes the dive. Void is there as well. He does not have a Chronosphere. Zeus will be ripping them apart. And killing spree for the Void. They find the Apparition as well. And they will find the Dragon Knight. There are just too many zombies. The time lock as well. Bye-bye Dragon Knight. The Undying is unstoppable. And the Void getting the kills that he needed to make up for that lack of farm in the early game. He now, as far as I know, has the highest, well, one of the highest GPMs. Net worth wise, he's second to highest, and Undying actually taking the cake here. He has practically got the mech ready, so he only needs the Guardian Greaves now, and then he's ready to go. But yeah, the Undying middle lane apparently legit if you can work some kills and start roaming on him. Axe is back down on bottom lane. This is not a guy you want to tango with right now. There are a lot of units in his vicinity, so a lot of spins on the ready, but he's stuck between 4 heroes. This should be an easy pickup. Oh, he blinks out. He sees it coming and has the backup of the Phoenix now, so should be somewhat fine, but the... Oh, I think that was a cancelled TP. Yeah, Viper, you want to remember to turn that thing where you basically use your TP and it requires stop, so you don't accidentally click. So the only way you can cancel TP is by pressing S. That is actually a rather nice thing to have, so you don't accidentally cancel out your TPs. Zeus, Perseverance. I think he's going straight for the refresher, actually.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Would make sense, and then again it wouldn't. He might want to consider having some boots first, because right now, if he's being caught out alone, he's dead for sure. But now the axe, oh my god, the damage output. They find and kill the Viper with the last little tick damage with some help from the double edge. Phoenix. It's the only ones defending this bottom tower right here. They are pushing in the top lane, so it will be a worthy trade somewhat, except for the fact that they lost the axe. But yeah, Phoenix really has no way of controlling this push whatsoever. Picking out the Undying. Will be actually Viper. I think he wants him to help with the tower. Yasha recipe is a go. They don't actually get the tower. They don't quite have the push yet.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And looks like this dire side, they'll just go straight for the tier 2s. Now the Lancer is back down. Actually, maybe going for the Void. He pops the Chronosphere, screws up his team, but they aren't emphasizing on it. Phoenix, had he dropped the Sun there, well, that would have been so beautiful. Oh man, that was so close. Ice Blast should be missing by quite a large margin. Yep. Just gonna decide that that's not worth his time. Centaur repelling the engagement up on the top lane with the Ancient Apparition and the Dragon Knight. And DK looks to be actually going for the Shadow Blade. He does have the Claymore. It would make some form of sense. It is a good way of getting out of this, except for the Void. If he drops... Well, not really actually. The Zeus is working it as well, so it might actually be a terrible idea. Ooh. Lancer, let's just take a look at his build. He's going straight for the Diffusal Blade, which makes a lot of sense. So he can start purging himself and others of any buffs they might receive. And you can really screw up the Void by popping the Diffusal on him, just start smacking away on the mana break. So he has no chance of getting out. Doppelganger, they're pushing this bottom lane, but there's no backup arriving. It's only the Void and the Viper versus... Actually, never mind. The Undying is there as well. He could drop the bomb. If he just strolls in, pops down the Tombstone, they should have at least a couple of kills. Because two of these heroes... Well, Phoenix does have some form of an escape, but Ancient Apparition will be dead meat in that case. But yeah, top lane, the Centaur Warrior is now pushing up. He is going for the Hood of Defiance. Far as I'm able to tell right now, which again makes sense, at least judging from the Phoenix and Ancient Apparition perspective, but not from the Dragon Knight, Axe, and Lancer point of view. Generally, you want a Vanguard for those guys. I would just go straight for the Vanguard just because of the Lancer. Try to counter out as much of the illusion damage as possible. That bottom lane, they just can't seem to pressure it too much. They're slow sieging like crazy, but they really need to get something more accomplished. Zeus. It is gonna be one long ass refresher. He doesn't even have boots. I'm surprised he's only died twice. Like really. But then again, this dire lineup, they haven't really gotten the combos to work out all that well. Ancient Apparition, he's going straight for the Aghanim Scepter. I would actually personally go for the Yules first, if I was like mid lane Ancient Apparition. So that you can kind of, you gain the movement speed, you get the combos up, and then you can go for the Aghanim Scepter was what I was gonna say. Tyrannosaur's robbed the Phoenix. Down the bottom lane, it's the last stand for this tower. And all the TPs are coming out. We're going to be having one big ass fight here. Ancient Apparition has literally not enough mana for it. Nothing. Practically has nothing. Another creep wave arrives. Phoenix. Looking at him for initiation, or it could be the Void. He could be dropping the Chronosphere. And it's just gonna do just that. Kaboom! But there's just no follow-up just yet. Dragon Knight stunning faces Void inside of his own Chronosphere. This could be a disaster though. Viper with the Tombstone as well. And in comes the Phoenix Sun, but the damage from the Zeus will almost be cleaning up this entire Radiant squad. The Sun was allowed to go. The Dragon Knight must now be defended. The Centaur has to go for the double edge. The Stomp gets the kill, and also the Phoenix. It's almost a team wipe. Axe arriving a tad late. Not going to be finding anything. Tower has fallen. 4 heroes down. It's 19 to 6.
Tower is under attack.
And this Radiant side are just stomping right now. He needs a call. He needs a dunk as well. It's going to be finding it. The first dunk from this Axe was a pretty good one. And it's going to be even better if he gets out. And he will not be getting out. So much damage. The tick damage as well. He's going to die to the last tick of the urn.
Radiant's middle tower is taking a drubbing. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And out goes the Ancient Apparition ult. Not really going to be connecting on a whole lot, but the Undying. But that cancels out all the regen, so.
To the dust from which it Radiant's middle tower is
now Lancer is actually deciding to go. He has found himself a Viper, and they don't have any way to clean up the illusions. They don't know who it is. The Arch Lightning has not been skilled, and they really need that to try to clean out this illusionary stuff here. But Viper, oh, making it back out by not a large margin. There's still an Ancient Apparition. Ulti off in 9 seconds. They have the vision. They know where he is. 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Should be dropping it now. I don't think he noticed. Phoenix it's going to be the mech carrier, this Radiant side. Undying is going to be off the Dire side, and he's now got the Blade Mail in hand as well. Void went for the Maelstrom and Mask of Madness. He's got 90 last hits in 22 minutes and 3 kills. That's not bad for this skill level at all. Centaur getting the stomp on. And comes the ultimate. Slightly off to the back there. I think they noticed the angle that it came in. Nope, they didn't. They didn't actually notice the angle that it came in at. And now it's Dire's turn to pressure. Centaur, he's chasing down the Ancient Apparition. He needs help now. Misses the stomp, gets the double edge, but is frozen in place. Ancient Apparition will be blown up. There goes out the Zeus ult as well. Centaur, he's so damn low, pops the Stampede. It's maybe going to be enough to chase down the Phantom Lancer. Void getting the kill. Now turning his attention towards the Dragon Knight, but he should die from this one. Centaur coming in for it as well. There should be another dunk available. Is he gonna get it? Yes, a second dunk. Double kill from the Axe. And he's now getting his game on as well. But now he's practically the only survivor at this onslaught except for the Dragon Knight. He's now just backing out, so it's still gonna be a win for the Radiant, I think. Nope, it's actually gonna be a Dire win. Because Axe got so much money out of that. 1k gold. Wow.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Got a massive experience boost as well. That's practically the level he got out of that. But still, the net worth is way in the favor of the Radiant right now. And the Undying is leading the charge. It's got a lot of small items. But then again, 24 minutes and you don't really expect a core item on an Undying. But then again, you can kind of consider the Blade Mail a core item on Undying, and as well as the Mechanism and the Arcane Boots. He could, in my eyes, be going for the Guardian Greaves now. But I'm not positive. I'm not an Undying player. I've actually never played the guy, unfortunately. He doesn't really fit me too well. Like, I like heroes who hit hard in the late game. And I like a quiet early game, so, yeah. And I like big teamfight ults. That's something I like as well. Something I enjoy very much. Is that a Flying Viper? That is a Flying Viper right there. I want to be taking a look at that guy. Come on. That is weird. That's... Oh, sorry. Not a Viper. Venomancer. That is a tad strange.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ancient Apparition ult. That's going to be connecting on 3. Actually, only 2. Zeus
Tower is under attack.
retreating back out. Out goes the Blade Mail. And that should be putting Ancient Apparition a tad low, but not by much. Mid lane goes Viper getting the tower down, and
regeneration.
Centaur, oh, about to get screwed here. The Ancient Apparition gets double edged and a stomping. He's not having a good game. He's 2-8-4 right now. And that is not what should happen. Lancer now in some deep waters as well. Faces forward. Yep, he drops the Chrono. He doesn't know which one it is. He's just bashing away at some illusions. He thinks it's the right one right there, but it is not. The Lancer is trying to rotate back out. He does not have a doppelganger, and he should end up going down.
Works its magic.
And Dire side, they need to come up with something crazy now. They're so far behind. They need to execute a proper team fight. And they need farm as well. In comes the axe, gets the call onto the Zeus, and he should end up going down. Whereas, there it is, that's the dunk right there. Phoenix going a tad too far, pops the Sun off to the back. In comes the AA ult, will be connecting onto the Viper here. Aloha is caught up by the zombies, gets the call off, but not going to be able to finish the job. It's still only 1 for practically 2 here. Well, basically a 1 for 1. But still, it's an axe for support Zeus. And now Ancient Apparition sitting off the back. He's trying to kill off the Tombstone, but is not going to be able to. He just cost them another kill. Out goes the Viper's Dragon. AA needs to realize that he can't really do anything at all this game yet. Like, second to lowest on the net worth, and he's 2-9 and 4. He needs practically a farm. Actually, something I would consider going for in his case was actually to go for a Midas. So you can sit in the jungle, pop the Midas every once in a while, and just toss out ults. That's going to be granting you so much money. Not a whole lot of experience, but a crazy amount of money. Which is always something you can do. Lancer. He's got the defusal, gets stunned up, but doesn't know which one's the real one, the Centaur. Out goes the Spirit Lance. And Centaur actually dropping himself a tad low. This is getting dangerous. The axe call with the dunk, but misses the dunk though. Out goes the Undying with the Tombstone. And this Undying, he's actually just going to be going ham here. Gets called. Actually, that does not connect. Nope, that was the Battle Hunger. The call misses. The Undying, he should get cold feeted now any second. Axe going up against him, and actually Undying will be beyond godlike now. He's got 10 kills. In comes the Zeus. Doesn't really have the speed or the pace to do anything. Drops his tiny little lightning bolt there. Dragon Knight with a stun. But there's just no backup from his team. Dragon Knight gets blown up. Out goes the Sunray. Zeus will be broken. And Ancient Apparition actually getting dropped as well. Now the turnaround from the Radiant side. Phantom Lancer might get squashed. All they need is a bash. Never mind, they just need a Faceless Void and an Undying. And Phoenix will be the only one to survive this. And still no Chronosphere. He actually managed to hold on with. And he's going for the ultimate farming build. He's going both for the Maelstrom and the Battle Fury. He is gonna be one farming son of a bitch. He's got about 141 last hits. TPs are not coming out. He should consider getting GTFO in right now. But yeah, Undying, I'm very, very impressed by this guy. He's got second highest net worth. He's beyond godlike. He's been dominating this early game completely, and now gets the Vanguard. He's practically set for a late game now. It's about all he's gonna need. Axe getting the call onto the Centaur Warrunner, who might get himself in some quite high amount of trouble here. Zeus ult will be dropping the Ancient Apparition somewhat low. In comes the Undying. Does get called up as well. This could be quite dangerous. Axe with one dunk. Undying is in it as well. For it, he needs the Chrono. He needs the kills. Finds one, finds two, maybe three. Won't be getting three, but will be finding two. And Undying actually getting kills. So the godlike streak has been broken, and Zeus just walks right in and gets obliterated. And Radiant finally coming out on top here. Bit of some weak execution from the Dire side, or from the Radiant side. Dragon Knight getting his farm on as well now. Slowly starting to climb his way back up the ladder. Axe. He's got the nice little shoulder guard there. The Blade Mail shoulder guard.
Cuts two ways.
And faces Lord with the Battle Fury now. He should be able to clear camps in seconds.
Tower is under attack.
Practically in milliseconds.
Looks like you lost someone here, mate.
Undying. Getting DC'd. If they pause, we're just going to be going ahead and skipping past, getting, waiting for him to be back.
Yeah, it's about time.
Just immediate pauses here.
Here we go.
Well, AA is being a bit of a dick. I'll grant him that. I'll report. I'll report the ancient apparition. But then again, what are you going to report him for? Because I don't know. I don't know what you would report a guy or... like, unpausing? What are you going to report him for? That's something I keep telling people. Like, what are you going to report him for when he's unpausing? Like, as far as I'm able to tell, I don't know if I can actually report people. I'm not going to go ahead and do it. Nope, I can't. But I just wanted to see, because it is basically abusive chat, intentional feeding, and one last thing, which I can't remember. Generally don't submit a whole lot of reports. Unless it's really bad. Dragon Knight. He's got the Shadow Blade. Waiting for the engagement. He's still got some time in the level 2 Elder Dragon form.
Haste!
But yeah, this right here could actually be turning things around for the Dire side.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
If the Undying doesn't survive. Or if the Undying... well, he's gonna come back. I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back because I didn't see an abandon. But still, this could turn things around. If Radiant decide to take a fight now and they lose it, that could be due to the
Player is
Undying.
reconnected.
There you go, he's back. So no fights, no massive gold swings because he was gone, and happy days, happy days. Ale, that's going for the bottom lane right there. That's going for Ice Dog. He's just gonna be walking away from it. Wow, I'm not really sure why he did that. BKB for the Faceless Void. So this guy's thinking straight, but I'm not entirely sure about that Battle Fury plus the Maelstrom. That is something I'm not entirely positive about how that's going to work out for him. Slave Gas. Gets stampeded out of there. He just needs to keep running. He still doesn't have a pair of boots. You need to buy a goddamn pair of brown boots, good sir. Now it gets slowed up as well. And bye-bye, Susie boy. Loses about 300 gold there. Now comes the AO that's actually going to be connecting onto the Centaur Warrunner. Phoenix Sun is there as well. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Centaur. And maybe now bye-bye Undying. He gets stunned up as well. They get the axe. They get the call on him. In comes the Void. He needs to drop a Chrono if he's to save his buddy. There it goes. That's going to be finding actually too. But Void, he's unable to do anything at all. Viper now coming in from the back. But he's all alone as well. He's going to get cleaned up. This could be 4. This is going to be 4. And disaster fight for the Dire or for the Radiant side. That gold swing. It isn't apparent now, but it's going to be apparent here in a second. That was 3,700 down the pocket of the Dire and 1,700 out of the pocket of the Radiant side. That is crazy gold because you can see the swing right there. That went from 10 grand to 6 in less than no time at all.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And Dire side just going to keep munching through. Keep powering through here. But yeah, Void at least managing to save his own life, realizing that it is a lost cause. Ancient Apparition. I'm still not a big fan of this guy, unfortunately, with the with how his build is going and how his game is going. He's making a lot of mistakes, even for a semi-low MMR player. Dragon Knight, working for the BKB as well. He's actually got a Mask of Madness. Generally, you want the Dominator form, because you're kind of weakening yourself up with the Berserk. But then again, you are engaging faster. But what you really want to be is you want to be the tank of the team, and you take more damage with the Berserk. So it's generally a bad idea. That was kind of a cool blink dodge right there. Well, not really blink dodge. It just latched on after he blinked. Zeus ult. I think that was just to scout things out. See where people were. They know that the Lancer is down in their jungle, which means they do have some time to push, but Ancient Apparition ult will be working a bit against that. Forcing them all back. Then comes the Lancer. He doesn't know. Now he knows. Now he's got to run for it. And Undying finding the perfectly timed haste rune there, so should be able to cut him off. Unless Lancer
Time is money.
jumps in the middle of him. Yes, he does. He goes down to the low ground there. It should be scot-free. Okay, that was an invis rune. It's stored up. Just got activated.
Tower is under attack.
Bottom lane, he does see them. Could be dropping the ult now. Undying is heading out of there. They've got 2 easy kills here. They just choose to go for it. Zeus gonna be dodging out the AO. The Stampede is going out as well. Centaur did get caught by it, but not by much. Undying is now just gonna get locked in place and gonna be destroyed with the dunk as well. Zeus will be picked up by the Ancient Apparition, actually. He just lost too much health too fast. Again, get the boots. Buy boots. Bottom lane, they need the creep wave to catch up. I don't think they go through back. Nope, they can't go through back to protection whatsoever. So they need the creep wave to catch up with his, Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, hold on. I'm just gonna be doing this fight. Undying, or Centaur, actually in with the big stomp there, with the big hoof stomp, but in the middle of everything, he's not gonna be lasting for long. Dunk out from Max, mega killing spree out from him. And Viper is now retreating out, faces void. Doesn't find any bashes. And they can just keep going if they feel like it. They need the creep wave to catch up. There it was. Which it is going to do right now. That was what I was trying to say. Jesus goddamn Christ, I hate not being a goddamn native speaker. Void, BKB, Maelstrom, Battle Fury, Mask of Madness. Still needs more items. Does have the highest GPM. No, second highest GPM. The highest net worth. How's the last that's actually doing? Slightly beyond 200. So that is probably the longest refresher I have ever seen. It has taken insanely long. Ancient Apparition ult? Not really gonna be connecting on anybody.
Invisibility.
Ice Dog. He's waiting. They actually find the Undying there. Viper's there as well. They finish up the Apparition immediately. And in comes the Chrono, maybe. Yes, drops it, but on half of his own guys. Actually traps more friendlies in there than enemies. Does find the pickup on the Lancer and will be finding the Dragon Knight as well. Bash out from the Void and the crit to boot. It's going to be 3-0. And the double kill for the Faceless Void. He's doing fairly well. But yeah, Radiant was turning it around. An 11k gold swing here. 12k actually. Went right back down to 0. But it's going to be switching up now that they get the tower. The Void takes the money. Top lane is being pushed in as well by quite a hefty creep wave. They could go for the tier 3s. They're all here. They don't have too many ultis. But then again, they got 25 seconds to take the tier 3s. Undying gets hit by the fire sprites as well. And Void just keeping up in the bashes, cleaning up the wave. In comes the axe with the perfect call on the 3, but there's just no follow-up. In comes the... Oh, nicely done, the Ice Blast. I was actually saying the Phoenix Sun there for a second, but what an Ice Blast. Finishing off the Zeus, killing the Void off as well. And now the Undying will fall. The turnaround is real. The Viper gets cleaned up. It's almost a team wipe. What an Ice Blast and what a Sun. Oh my god, I would love to do an instant replay of that. Tell you what, that's what we're going to be doing right now. Sorry about the slightly loud noises. There goes the Ice Blast. It's actually going to be a tad weird there. Okay, that's actually not the proper Ice Blast. But yeah, the call there. There goes the Ice Blast. Going to be connecting right onto the Zeus and the Void. Completely turning the fight. Sun pops. Stuns them all up, buys a bit of time for them to get in. Ancient Apparition there takes out the Void. And now the stun, the Dragon Knight stun onto the Viper. And yeah, of course, the only survivor is the Centaur Warrener. He should be fine though, as it is the push down towards the enemy tier 2. And what a fight for the Dire side. That just completely turned things around. That's exactly what they need to do. They need the Ice Blast. They actually do need... What they need is the Axe Ice Blast combo. Like the Call Ice Blast.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That's going to be making a world of difference for him. Plus the sun. Zeus finally got the refresher. That took him way too long. And the damage is just not relevant anymore in my eyes. Of course, he would be doing some 700 damage, but then again the magic resistance. Well, it's going to be dropping the Phantom Lancer down to half HP, which is somewhat decent. And the Ancient Apparition has to fear it as well. But the Axe, the Dragon Knight, the Axe and the Dragon Knight, and the Phoenix, well, they don't really have too big of a problem with it. So let's finish up the tier 3, so won't make them the same mistake that the Dire side did. Just drops a nice blast on the way saying, hey, screw you. But it's going to be actually hurting the AA more than the Centaur. Whoa, my god, AA with the money actually buys. No, I think he misbought there. Got himself a 4 staff. He's got 2.7k gold. I'll say Yule Scepter, just because I'm a big fan of the Yule Scepter. It's one of the most cost-efficient items in the game, but it looks like he might be either... He's probably going for the Sheep Stick. Or he's a real bugger and you're going for the Oxyrene Core.
Double damage!
Which I would not recommend. I'm thinking that it's going to be the Cypher Vice. Here comes the ultimate again. Drops the Money Ball on top of the Undying and the Viper, and in comes the Lancer with the double damage rune. These illusions are going to be hurting so much with the crits as well. Drops the Tombstone. He should be somewhat fine. Manages to almost double Ganger out of the ultimate. But if Zeus drops another one, there it is. Almost drops the Phantom Lancer. So close.
All of us.
That is one fast zombie. And Axe calls GG well played after he experienced the wrath of a double level 2 Zeus ultimate. Yeah. Okay. Another Ice Blast. It's going to be connecting onto the Undying there. Not going to be mattering too much yet. They would do themselves a favor, or at least Centaur would, and actually buy them a pipe. Try to make some use of the Hood of Defiance that he purchased. Steam and Void now getting the Mjolnir in hand. I would say that possibly crits would not be a bad idea at this point. Like, generally. Because of course he's doing a lot of damage. But yeah, just crits right now would be perfect. Just to see if he could finish off some of those guys right there. Because he doesn't really have anything to combo up with. So the Aghanim Scepter doesn't really make sense. Generally, if you're on a team with a Witch Doctor, oh, bye-bye, Void. Or at least some of his HP. He's actually backtracking a fair amount of it. Yeah, it's not going to be doing too much damage to him. He's backtracking like quite a lot of it. But yeah, if he was on the same team as a Witch Doctor, and Aghanim Scepter would make sense to have that extra second. But right now that he's going to be the one inside the Chronosphere and really doing work, it doesn't really matter all that much. Phantom Lancer going a bit irregular and actually going for the Daedalus. I would probably have gone for some kind of health item. Oh, Axe. Almost going in for some kills here. He's back right back out. In comes the Undying now as well. Void with the Chronosphere, but he might have screwed up his own team. The Phoenix Sun is there as well. He actually hasn't trapped any of his teammates. Out goes the Ice Blast and the Sun. Bye-bye K, or bye-bye Centaur Warrener. But now it's the Soul Axe in there as well. Actually gets the kill with the help of the Phoenix there. But Void is just too strong, munching through the Phoenix. I don't know if Phoenix can turn this. Pops the mechanism, doesn't have an Icarus dive. And Void just munching through the HP bit by bit. Gets the kill there. That's going to be a 4 in that fight recap right there. Well, that's not going to be showing the actual fight. But still, oh, the Ice Blast. Nope, going to be a tad shy. But yeah, the only two to survive was the Zeus and the Faceless Void. And seeing the fact that the Ancient Apparition was nowhere near. Oh boy. That was not to the Undying DCing, that was to the Zeus that might be in trouble here. Could actually be in a lot of trouble. Ancient Apparition now the one in jeopardy. The Ancients have been pulled. But we're not gonna be having any Ancient kills just yet. Ancient Apparition with a pickup as well. It's about 7-13 to 12. He's kind of getting his game on now. Void pushing up the top lane. That's going to be bye-bye top tower. I'm wondering why they're fortifying it. Because it should be falling regardless. Or it's within deny range if they want to deny it. Looks like they won't. Yeah, they're just going to be cleaning up the wave there. Tower falls. No deny. So, bit of a...
I heard that tower had kids.
Bit of a misplay there with the fortification. Alright, so... Experience. Practically the same as the gold graph. If I could actually get these two to kind of line up. Gold is now in the favor of the Radiant side. Not by much though. It's about 2 grand. So that's about a team fight of difference. Experience is practically 0. So we're dead even on experience and hero levels. Except for the Void, who's of course way far ahead. But he's undermined by the Zeus. Yeah, because they practically make up for each other. Centaur. It's got the Sanjin Yash. Or this Anj. Hopefully that's going to be like a Heaven's Halberd or something like that. I would love to see an item like that coming out now. Up against, yeah, either Dragon Knight or Lancer. Don't think you can use it for a whole lot more than that. Yeah, Heaven's Halberd, Sanjin Yash, and Silver Edge. But I do think it's going to be the Heaven's Halberd. Would make some sense for the Centaur. It's going to be giving him a tad more strength, and actually we haven't even talked about this. The Roshan is now being taken. Void, he could be dropping the Chronosphere to take the Ancient, or not to take the Ancient, to take the Aegis, but now he's getting stunned up, locked in place. He needs to drop the Chronosphere, just doesn't find the time. Just getting stun locked massively. Undying now on the run. Is he going to get back out? The Fusel Blade has not gone out, but the Spirit Lance has. He's going to get stuck in there. The Zeus ult. Is there a second one to boot? There's the second one, dropping everybody low axe. In so much trouble going up against the Centaur. Viper just in from the back. The cleanup crew is there. Phoenix Sun is going to pop. Axe is going to be back in there in about no time at all. Comes back in, goes straight for the Centaur Warrior. It is the manliest of man fights. Finds the Viper with the call. He needs the spins. Could be going for the dunk as well. Finds one. No, he's not far enough ahead. Phoenix finds one kill. Ancient Apparition finds the second. I was hoping for the double dunk there, but never mind that. Zeus though. Think Zeus is there? Yes, he is. He's actually pushing up the middle lane here. Going for the melee racks, and the rotations are coming back. Axe needs to go there, get some help on. Actually, he doesn't go for the Zeus. I don't know if he saw him or not. But he could defo jump the Zeus. Now he's going to be doing just that. Does have a call. Could just be going for it now. Finds him. I don't know why he's running away. Where are you going, Axe? You've got a Battle Hunger as well. That's going to be slow on the already quite slow no boot Zeus. He should not be able to out-juke him whatsoever. There goes the second call then. Dunk. Nope, going to be missing. How much is that? That is 400. Yeah, he was not below 400 there. But still, like, that Zeus needs a pair of boots. More than anything else. And actually, it looks like he's not going for the Aghanim Scepter. He's going for a Bloodstone. This build from Zeus is just... I'm sorry to say it, and I don't say this a whole lot, but downright dumb. It's about equal to the Morphling we had a couple of games ago. Because it doesn't make sense. Well, I kind of know what he's thinking, but it just doesn't make sense on any sort of level. The push onto the mid lane, Zeus. He has about 60 seconds for the refresher. So they won't be having that. Ancient Apparition. Plate Mail is probably going to be for another Shiva's card. Cypher Dice. It's Radiant enabled as well. But yeah, another Shiva's. I'm saying another Shiva's because of the Phoenix. Thinking that the Soul Booster might be... It's known as the Octarine Core. But I'm not positive. Yeah, these are just the words coming out for him. Oh, bye-bye Ancient Apparition. Actually gets the Piglet. And now Axe jumping in for the spins, for the win. And now they do need to help him because he's in so much trouble. Centaur just has too much HP for this stuff. Axe getting all the spins he needs, but not enough damage for it. Faces Void now dropping the Bob as well. He has a Chronosphere in case he wants it. Now drops it. Dragon Knight is there as well. The Ancient Apparition will not going to be doing much damage just yet. Bye-bye Dragon Knight. It's now 3 down for the Dire side. And this is Rax. This is one lane of Rax for sure. But it could be more. Buyback. Double buyback from the Axe and the Dragon Knight. It might not entirely be Rax yet.
Dire's fortified, I see.
But they need to hold it. Off to the back. In comes the Phantom Lancer. The triple call. Oh man, the spins. Finds one dunk. Axe now taking quite a lot of damage. Almost finds the second one. Misses it. But the Centaur, he's still alive in there. Gets killed up by basically a couple of people there. I'm not entirely sure who actually got the last hit, but the nice Ancient Apparition actually did some work as well.
Oh, looks like
Faces Void. Popped the DC. He's actually he's halfway back to base now. Undying is bossing, so we're just going to be skipping through this as fast as we can.
Yeah, it's about time.
And bye-bye Zeus.
Mega kill! Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So they managed to hold the Rax with a double buyback, so they paid off, and they got quite a lot of money out of it in the end. It was a dieback for the Axe, but he still did. Wait a minute. Because of the diebacks, the goal just shot up completely in favor of the Radiant, but that was of course because of the team fight as well. Because the Viper got the kill on Axe. Okay. Lancer getting his game on here. He needs to find another item. I would say that with this build, a heart would actually make sense. Or at least up against this lineup, because he needs the way of counteracting the Zeus. That's his biggest nemesis right now. As soon as Zeus pops the double ult, he is practically halfway dead. Yeah, I'm thinking that this Zeus is... I'm not sure what he's going for. Maybe the wrong way to pair of arcanes. This is just a lot of blue items. Probably thinking that blue is intelligence, which means it must be good for me. That's what I'm thinking that he's done right now. Ailed. Next one to the Undying. He's actually going for the Refresher too. That does make a lot more sense to stay relevant. Dropping the double Tombstone. So you get twice the amount of zombies. You can't really pop the double Flesh Golem. But you can pop it a second time after you're done the first. So you have like 60 seconds of Flesh Golem. Ancient Apparition. Getting a bit of farm on as well. Let's see Void actually sitting at the top here with 336 last hits. He's got 3.2 grand in the bank. I'm not sure what he's going to be going for. Maybe he's going to be finishing up the Daedalus. Would make some sense. Centaur, recipe for the Boots of Travel, so he's got that going for him too. He's closing in on being 6 slot as well, about as big as you're going to be getting a Centaur. He doesn't have buyback though, that is the only unfortunate thing for him. Buckler, Crimson Guard, again making sense for the Axe here. And yep, there's the Daedalus. Viper, he's got a Shadow Amulet. He's just stuck in place. He's waiting for somebody to come down the hill. But yeah, he's got crits as well. Got a Yasha, Daedalus, Agnum Scepter. I think he should have gone for the, well, there was the Mech Undying, but then again, he should have gone like Tanky Viper. In my eyes. Of course, they can hide behind the back of the Centaur, but with so much collateral damage from the Dire side, he's just been dying too much. I mean, he's 14, 8 to 13, but I feel his fight impact, I don't know, it might just be me who feels that it hasn't been as good as it could be. Phoenix, though, I'm rather somewhat impressed by. Like, This is one of the better Phoenixes I've casted. Dragon Knight, though, has a bit of a wrong approach to his build, but is doing some damage nonetheless. Axe, doing what an Axe needs to do. Just jumping in, sucking up all the damage he can, and then trying to kill as much as he can. And comes here again. Finds the Centaur Warrior with the call. Void is there as well, but he's just killing himself on the Axe now. Does the spins activate inside the Chrono? I don't think so, but the Void, he's actually killing himself. Gets mech'd up, maybe saved. No, he will not. Phoenix in with the Icarus dive. Finds the kill on the Void. And is she gonna go before the sun pops? No! The quad stun. The Shiva's guard as well. She needs an Icarus dive to get out of there. Pops the sprites. I think that's just panic right now. Maybe gets out. The Nether Toxin is not gonna be enough. Actually gets back out. The Ancient Apparition has been gone. Nope. Centaur with the blink forward. He should be faster. There's not another Icarus dive available. Dragon, they're all just scavenging. They don't have a whole lot of HP from the Zeus ults, so they can't really fight for it. But they should be fine for now, unless Pushkin decides to go back in. Which would be a total disaster. But anyway, gold, go on the way of the Radiant. Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you.
But yeah, just not enough damage being outputted from this dire side to really do a whole lot. 8,000 versus 11,000. Just tells you something about how tanky these guys are. And there goes the refresher. Now he has the double tombstone. Roshan is back up and running in 1 second. I think there's something wrong with the timer on the Roche pit. Viper is now in a bit of trouble. The illusions are doing some work. Zeus is going to get dropped as well. It's now Centaur. He's stuck up onto the high ground, just sucking up all the damage in the world. Dragon Knight, he is Heaven's Halberted, but I don't think it's going to matter. Centaur stampeding to try to get back out. Undying is in there as well. Pops the tombstone. Could be dropping the second one as well. There goes the refresher. Drops the second tombstone, but it doesn't actually activate properly. I'm not entirely sure what it is. If it just cancels out the other one, but unless they killed it really fast. But still, they managed to get both the Undying and the Zeus. So that turned things right back around there, and now they can go for the push. Zeus, he still has at least one ultimate. Yeah, now he's going for a bit of a weird Aghanim Scepter here. And there was the Octarine Core from the Phoenix, so the Sun is now, yeah, 82.5 seconds. You can use the Icarus dive a lot more often. And the Shiva's Guard for that matter, and everything else. That actually works with the Tranks too, like 9.75 seconds. Mech, yeah, it's about 48 seconds. Oh, Centaur stops, misses. Zeus ult, that's the only one that's gonna arrive. Void with the Chronosphere, though, just munching through the Ancient Apparition. Axe is stuck in there as well, he just cannot spin. Gets cleaned up. In comes the rest of the cavalry, though. The Sun is being dropped. Dragon Knight getting pounded, and so is Lancer, but the stun from the Sun, from the Phoenix Sun. They get the Centaur, they get the Viper, and now they may get the Zeus too. The kills are real, it's a actual team wipe. The buyback from the Void is the only thing keeping them from the racks right now, and he doesn't have a Chronosphere. For another 60 seconds. Fortification has gone out. And this is definitely mid lane racks. Phoenix and Lancer, the only survivors. Now the Undying is back in for it as well. But not going to be able to do anything at all, pretty much. Oh, the Void. He drops the bomb, finds the Void, or finds the Lancer. Good flip and buy. One bash to the face. Phantom Lancer.exe was not found whatsoever. He just got smashed into another universe. Yeah, Phoenix, the sole survivor. They do manage to find the melee racks. So the mid lane is going to be somewhat controlled. And 59 minutes in, we're no closer to a victor yet. Satisfaction. Going down for the bottom lane here.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Drops a bit of a premature tombstone, but I think that was just a pushing tombstone. He does realize he has the refresher up cooldown not too long. Axe suggesting that they need to do something about this. TPing in. That's Centaur right there. I actually thought that was an Axe for a second. He could be dropping the bomb here. He doesn't have the call just yet. The blade mail's going out left and right. Now he drops the call, finds them both. There's no backup just yet. In comes the Ancient Apparition. But there is nothing to help him out currently. Finds one dunk though. Centaur locked in place by the cold feet, and Axe runs right back out. What a play there. Centaur pops the Stampede, doesn't really know what he wants to do with it. Now gets frozen for a second time. Axe now with the call off to the side though. The Faceless Void, he has found two, or at least one inside the Chronosphere. Axe, they've got the dunk. They find the Centaur Runner, so it's gonna be a 1-for-2 trade for now. The Dire side coming out on top, and it's probably for the better that they retreat because they don't have a whole lot of ultis left. The Radiant side. 61 minutes in. Both the mid lane racks have been dropped though. For the Radiant. Zeus. He's got an Aghanim Scepter, so now he starts to hurt. But isn't hurting just yet. Well, that should have happened like a while ago. Axe. Oh, in trouble now. Gets stomped on by the Faceless Void. But the counter initiation, the kills are real. The Axe gets dropped, but so does the Void and the Viper. This could be GG. Buyback from the Axe. There is nothing from the Void. He's not going to be in this next fight. Viper buys back. Undying will be back up soon. So will Centaur. But there's just no way around this. The push is going to be marching right down middle lane, with the Lancer leading the charge. And my god, has it been a good game this. 57-49.
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen. Well, that is just a straight kick in the barracks.
Oh, the puns. Now drops the double tombstone, but it just gets cleaned up so fast. Undying gets stomped immediately, gets swarmed by a whole battalion of Dire heroes. Down goes the Zeus as well. And I believe this might be GG. Void is not going to be there. If they can drop the throne within 60 seconds. They actually find the Viper too. Centaur's back in. He's trying to stall for the life of him. Has the Stampede too, but he just gets dropped so damn fast. My god, the damage. They just deprived 4k HP in less than a second. My god, the amount of damage being done. And they're just trying to clean house. We might have a Void respawning though. It might not be GG just yet. They're now going for the tier 4s, but the illusions, they're just not enough of them for now. Dragon Knight, yeah, I didn't understand why they're picking him up, because they need him to be in the fight right now. This is the GG. This is the push. They could lose just as easily themselves. Void though, could be the one turning things around. 15 seconds to go. 13, if he lands a good Chronosphere, it could be GG. Viper initiating onto the Phoenix there, drops the egg at the perfect timing, and bye-bye Viper. 3 seconds on the Void. And he's now back in, but the throne is exposed. He needs to make something happen, and he needs to make it happen fast. Out goes the doppelganger. Void drops the Chronosphere, finds them both. I don't know what he's doing. He's just going for the illusions. Phantom Lancer, they need to drop him before he can take out the throne, and they do. They save, they hold for now. And Phoenix is going right back out of it. An exposed throne. They could be turning it around though. Is there a buyback available? Not for anybody who are down right now. They need to try to take a throne of their own. There's 77 seconds on the Viper. He's going to be spawning about the same time as the Lancer. Centaur is back in not too long. They need him too. It's going to be 4-on-4 with the Dire being 8k ahead in net worth. Zeus, does he have the double ultimate? No, he does not. Doesn't have a double ultimate. And he's down the bottom lane right now trying to clear out the waves. That's not what he needs to be doing. He needs to be up near the fight. It's going to be 3-on-4. And I don't think they're going to be able to survive this. Satisfaction, the Undying almost gets dropped immediately. Centaur gets stunned up too by the Dragon's Tail. And this is a disaster fight for him. Centaur, he's the only one stuck in there. Now Undying tries to make something happen, but gets called by the Axe. Centaur can't help his buddy at all. tries, but they get the Undying and they get the Centaur, and this should be GG. I don't think there's any coming back from this. Void. There was nothing he was able to do. He didn't have a Chronosphere. Zeus has one ultimate available. I am not sure what this guy is doing, what he's thinking. And Void, they need to hold. They need to hold it. But I think it's going to be too hard for him. Unless this dire side groups up for the perfect Chronosphere, it's not going to happen. And Void needs to get super duper lucky with the damage. Viper's back up. They're just going to be going straight for the throne. This is the final defense. Void goes in. Chronosphere only finds one. That's not what they wanted. Yule's up as well. He's getting stuck in there. He's not able to do any damage. Now gets called by the axe. Faceless gets obliterated immediately. Dragon Knight will fall as well, but it's 4 on 2. And the damage is just too real. Finds another kill. And buyback from the Void. He just doesn't have a Chronosphere. They're just trying to stall now. Axe running around. They find another kill on the Void. And it is GG for sure. The double kill from the axe. And Zeus just not having his game. He never even bought boots. That is the very first time I've seen a game without boots. But man oh man, was it a worthy game. My gosh. If we just take a look at this little outro draft screen here for a second. Well, not really draft screen. If I could actually find a way to pause this. Because I can't find my cursor. Like, this is not just anything fucking up. I can legitimately not see my cursor right now. But yeah, anyway, basically, yeah. Dire, they just executed the better team fights in the late game. They had the late game lineup. Like I said earlier, if this game went late, the Lancer would come into effect, and he did. The Phoenix really dropping some amazing eggs. Like, I am genuinely excited about this Phoenix. A really, really good performance. Basically all around on the Dire side, except for the Ancient Apparition, who did get back into the game later on. I must say, some of those later Ice Blasts were definitely on point. Axe being the YOLO man that it needs to be. Just, yeah, trying to destroy everybody. And yeah, what went wrong for the Radiant is that, first of all, they didn't end it early enough, and their coordination was off. You could see that the Dire side, they had some form of sense of, alright, we gotta combo this with this, and then that's gonna do that, which allows us to do this. Like, the Radiant didn't have that. The Radiant didn't have the coordination. They had the Faceless Void ultimate, but they didn't have anything to boot with it. And with Zeus building so weird, he had absolutely nothing by the end of the game. He had an Aghanim Scepter and a Refresher. Genuinely, if you're Zeus at this point, 60 minutes in, 66 minutes in, you want the Bloodstone, you want the Aghanim Scepter, you want even an Octarine Core, and the Refresher, and a pair of BOTs, or Arcane Boots at the worst. Like, this Zeus just didn't hit his A game. You can tell. I mean, he had 46 assists, but he only had 3 kills. Like, generally, Zeus is actually rather decent at getting kills. He's usually one of the high KDA heroes. And actually one of the highest right now, next to Spectre and Necrophos. But yeah, anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I'm actually very, very pleased with this cast. This pretty much went the way that I wanted it to. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Very nice replay indeed. Thank you very much for submitting it, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.